Whoa. This is a cool concept for a music video, though. I gotta say. It's creative.
That's how it ended, but...
I
think it's a real shooting.
No.
Yeah, that looks pretty real. And the Airbnb host is gonna be real angry.
Yeah. Mary Carner, the owner of the college-educated St. Louis graduate. What's the biggest university in St. Louis?
I think it's a real shooting.
Yeah, biggest Washington.
I bet it is.
You bet?
Yeah. Washington University in St. Louis.
Really?
I don't know if this is St. Louis, but this is something.
Bump down on the ops with buttons, ran down on the nigga and knocked him off. I guess he didn't see us coming. How about hawk them down? These niggas went to running. I can't up a dub, but 10 and blues. The ops ain't got no money. Switch too fast, drench his ass. The Nick conducted, gassing him up to spin on us. His dumbass daddy shouldn't have trusted. Ain't popped the nigga in a couple months. I'm finna go slide, I'm getting rusty. Like his mans, we popped him up, but he ain't died. A bitch got lucky. Come to the crib, my bitch wanna fight, fuss, then fuck the bitch be bugging. Went on the drill and the nigga got killed. Don't ask me shit, cause I don't know nothing. I gotta switch on back of this Glock. When 12 right past, I'm trying to tuck it.
I want to see what the comments say. I like how he kept the same energy on his homie ver. I want to watch that one more time.
Go ahead.
You can see the smoke here, I think. Oh no, that's his weed smoke. Never mind.
Maybe.
Damn.
Anyways.
Imagine the Airbnb host being like, what the hell happened here? There are bullet holes all over the bedspreads.
Can you look that up and see if there was a news article about it or something?
Yeah.
I think it's a really good music video idea, though. Like, you just say, action, everybody duck down like there's a shooting.
Indiana.
It's a hard thing to coordinate, though.
Yeah, you're right. I'll just hit up Screwly G.
Yeah. Footage appears to show gunfire erupting while cameras rolling doing Daily Caller. Okay.
When was that?
And it was in Gary, Indiana.
Which is nice, which is like the lacrosse capital of the world.
The men were rapping while facing the camera, completely unaware of the apparent danger looming behind them. But the scene was cut short when suddenly gunshots were apparently heard. The men took cover. Countless rounds appeared to continue to be fired as the rappers hit the floor. The sound of shattered glass was heard. This is... Okay, cool. This was a Sam link.
Oh yeah, this one's good.
Patrol shutting down the range. And I'm like, we're Rangers? We're the shiznit. Nobody shuts down the Rangers. What's happening? Another unit is coming in that has primacy. What? There is no unit that has primacy over the Rangers. I don't know what's going on. This Black Hawk helicopter lands. These dudes jump off and I chew not. They are dressed like they just came from the Delta Force movie with Chuck Norris. Jeans on, different boots, the black old army green cap, and they were all older. And they got all these kit bags and duffel bags and they unload this ammo. So we're sitting in the bleachers and they start shooting all sorts of different grenade launchers. They come out and they're taking notes. A guy's got a clipboard. They're there for 10 minutes. Dude comes back. He's like, hey man, we really appreciate it. I'm really sorry that we shut down your range. If I can ever make it up to you, I ask another NCO, I was like, who are those guys? He's like, those are the D-Boys. That's what I want to do. Hey.
We're the
And I'm like, we're Rangers? We're the shiznit. Nope.
We're the shiznit.
It's got to be a joke at this point.
Those
Shiznit.
D-Boys.
They're the D-Boys.
Should we have a fake Army Ranger?
Yeah.
Gunman.
Let's just do some bits here that we can clip from real quick, okay?
Yeah.
Chris, can you pull up a picture of a tank? So we were 2 clicks outside Cash Star.
Our clothing brand.
So we were So we were 2 clicks outside Kashtahar. Bingo on ammo and supplies. Totally dry in the tanks. I'm looking around. I'm trying to figure out what are we going to do. I'm looking around. My CO's in my ear. He's telling me we got to figure out what to do. I see a truck 100 clicks east. An ice cream truck.
And you don't have to. You can do multiple takes because if you clip it like they did, where it's so fast and the cadence changes, that's better.
Yeah.
I say use the Leopard to shoot me over there. Strap me to the Leopard. So I have the cartridge and I ship it to my parachute. I've got a double parachute. I say use the Leopard, shoot me over to the truck. It's 100 clicks. I shoot over there in a cannon.
An ice cream truck. They load us up in the human cannon and they shoot us over, catapult us over. Human cannon, shooting us over. There's a cleaning lady.
She's speaking Farsi.
Osama bin Laden's cleaning lady's there. She says, if you ace this guy, and I just remember thinking, it's so badass. When we ace this guy. Osama bin Laden's cleaning lady's looking at us. And I'll never forget, she says to us, when you ace this guy. And I remember thinking that was so badass when we're gonna ace this guy.
Your anti-tank weapon.
So we're flying over this. So we're flying, but we don't have wings. My buddy and me tearing through the sky. We're watching ice cream truck after ice cream truck go under us. And I'm just thinking at home about my daughter that I do jujitsu with. Smasher. Ashley. Smashly. I call her Smashly because when we do jujitsu, we smash.
I've got a picture in my recticle. Your daughter, Smashly. I've got your daughter Smashly's picture in my recticle.
I had a picture of my captain's daughter in my reticle.
My rectum.
And another picture of my captain's daughter in my rectum, rolled up in a cylinder, in case I get caught.
I'm chewing cyanide pills all morning. And then right after she says, if you ace this guy, I headbutted her. And I said, don't clean up after terror.
The cyanide pills don't work because they give a cyanide antidote.
Brown, 12-year-old brown kid with beetle nut juice on his face comes over. Bomb. Thought it was a beetle nuts. It was a bomb.
I unzipped his cardigan. It was loaded with tannerite. He had tannerite pouches, 4 kilos of tannerite on his chest, and he was reciting the Torah.
Finally, I'm in a foxhole. I get a call. It's the president. He tells me, bomb the whole country.
So I'm in a boxing ring. It's me versus Saddam Hussein. They're cheering. The villain from, Sagat? He's there.
From Street Fighter.
He's licking his gold tooth at me. And he's holding up a pile of money, betting a heavy amount of the Sultan of Brunei is there, betting his entire car collection. And he's saying, these are my people. This is my forces. Get him, Cobra. And the guy dipped his hands in glass and he looks at me and he says, U.S. Army Ranger? You are weak. So I draped the flag over my back and I did a spinning back kick. And I hit him so hard I broke his jaw. And I said, where's your Cobra at now? Don't tread on me.
That was the day we changed the flag from red, white, and blue to black and gray.
And yellow with red stars on it. And everybody said, that's a good flag. And they all started chanting, USA.
All right, let's run one more.
Okay.
Can you pull up a picture of Chris Beck? Or pull up a picture of Jocko Willink looking intimidating. Yeah, there we go. Perfect.
Let's get it nice and...
So I talked to my senior officer and I said, we're the Leopards. We're the shiznit.
The Leopards have a rich and storied history. You don't hear them in the movies so much. You don't hear about how badass the Leopards are because movies, you're not allowed to talk about the Leopards. You can go watch a Hollywood movie. You can watch Rambo. You can watch all about the Delta Force, Black Ops. You will not be watching about the Leopards, because if you make a movie about the Leopards, the CIA will assassinate you. Now, here's the thing. When you sign up for the teams, that's what we call it. There's different. Now, here's the thing. When you go to sign up for the teams, that determines what your role in the future army is going to be. Are you going to be a guy that's cleaning butts? Or are you going to be a guy
wearing thongs, wearing women's underwear? Just kidding.
Are you going to be a guy that's cleaning panties that a guy was wearing? Or are you going to be a guy that's peeling potatoes in the lunchroom down by the laundry room? Or are you going to be a guy that's being put in charge of big equipment, dangerous skills, such as sniper teams? So when you go to audition, they line up, you're in a dance studio, and they have you dance. They have you dance your little heart out. And you do pirouettes, you do sissy spins, you do splits, you do front splits, you do side splits. Depending on how deep you can go with the splits, that's going to determine what teams you're on. There's Black Ops, Delta Force, there's also the red team, there's the blue team, there's the green team, there's a yellow team, there's a purple team, there's a magenta team.
And I was leaning forward one time, changing the tire on the Humvee in Fallujah. And I had just unloosened the last bolt, the 10 lug wheel on the Hummers, and a simple merchant on the street said, "Your underwear are hanging out," and he noticed that I had the leopard thong on, which is he knew that I was an 8-star purple leopard, and his eyes opened up like, "Oh no." Because when you see a leopard, that's a signal. All right, that's coded. All right, that's coded language. When you see leopard thigh highs, you know that those are that's our prize. All right, a blonde babe covered in leopard is a prize for a leopard 5-star, 8-star purple.
Now, what you don't know is when you're in the theater of war, when you're operating, that's what we call it. We call it operating. What that means is if you're killing someone, you're executing someone, holding their head. When you're killing somebody, you're holding their head like this. You're holding their head right here and executing them like this. This is what's called operating. Okay, so you got a Muslim guy down here, and you're holding his head, and you're fighting him. You're fighting for air, and you're executing him with a gun. You're shooting him in the head with a gun at the moment that you feel the strongest. That's called operating. That's what an operator is. Now, there's different types of operators. You don't know this because you're not a soldier veteran, combat soldier veteran, as we call it in the system. When you're over there, it's basically, there's New York, it's like, when you're over there.
It's like a New York system.
If you've ever heard of New York system, you're going to know exactly what we're talking about.
Gaggers.
You go to a New York system, they make you a bunch of gaggers, put some onions on it, you're good to go, okay? It's the same thing when you're over in Iraq, Fallujah, wherever they make these.
Iran.
Wherever where are we doing battle? Where is it that the United States is doing the most battle? Just imagine in your mind wherever the most are.
Bad.
Your mind.
Bad. Baghdad, bag. Nigerabad is what we call it. Okay. Strangely, we're not doing battle in Niger. That's interesting to me. I don't know why we're not over there. It would seem to me you could kill a few million over there and do away with the good. Do good for the world. Anywho, at the most elite level of combat possible, the distinction between soldiers is animal print. A-10 Warthog, for example, the plane. What you don't know, they call nukes, they call them zebras. You ever see somebody in a Jeep and they have tiger stripes? I would advise you to let them by. You might get shot.
F-type Jaguar, dark gray.
Sugar gliders.
Right. That's easy to understand.
We saw there was heat distortion over the horizon, but it wasn't hot out, and we were wondering where's the heat coming from. And this platoon of tanks came rolling towards us, and the tanks were glowing hot metal. The tanks were so hot that the metal that constructs the tanks, it was glowing hot. And they came on. The commander came out and he said, "We're the Peach Team."
Oh shit! That's when my commanding. I knew shit was gonna hit the fan because my commanding officer, Tigris, she said, "Oh shit!" Thank God we had a relay attached to 2 Blackhawks, and we were yanked 500 clicks immediately on caser rounds out to the sky. So we had 45 millimeter caser rounds that were attached to our back.
Queso round.
Queso rounds. That's a
Yeah.
And we were able to ration up enough.
Veggie omelet. MREs.
Yeah. You hear that ticking right now? That's just a byproduct of my TR6s. Anyway, so we were able to bounce out of Tehran.
Tehran.
And then I bought a
Range Rover.
I bought a Range Rover and just went into town, and they loved me. Everybody in the town loved me.
Pull up a picture of Chris Beck. We'll do one last one here.